Ooh, that's a good one. YouTube vinyl community, duke009 fans, random people on the internet. My name is Giggens. I'm joined here today for our first content creator interview of a new series I'm kind of tinkering around with. And my buddy Rob is here today, duke009 on the YouTubes. Hello, Rob.
How you doing?
I'm doing well now that our computers are fit. My computer's fit.
Yeah, you've been saying that your computer is actually kind of on the slower side, but that's okay. It's technology.
We got it working, man. So for those of you who don't know, Rob and I go back 100 years. We met in preschool in 13 BC. We've been together through all the wars. It's been a crazy time, but no, we met in college. We've been together. We went to college together, and we did the radio station together. We had shows. We were on each other's shows, and we've always kept in touch ever since. So, but I wanted to bring you on today, Rob, because you've got a really cool thing going on right now where your video you made for our friend Anthony took off like a rocket lately. Tell us more about that.
Well, I did this video like about 11 years ago, and it was just like one of those like kind of like spur of the moment things I did for Anthony. I was just basically going back and forth with him about it. He's like, just do something creative, just make like an intro, and really like I just took some liberty. I took some of his old clips and stuff, kind of mashed them all together to like the song that he like had that he produced for his reviewing for like his track reviews and stuff.
Yeah.
So I took it upon myself just so I can get get this on here. I was like, okay, I'll just put it onto my YouTube. Didn't really think much of it. Anthony, as everybody pretty much knows, like he became this big YouTuber, which I'm pretty glad he is because he phenomenal like knowledge of music and just everyday pop culture as well. It was like about 11 years ago, put it onto my YouTube. Didn't think much of it until like about maybe November of 2020. I looked at it and I was like, okay, I got some pretty good views on there. Then over the course of like December and January and also here in February, it just started exploding. Like a couple days ago, it was over 77,000 views.
77,000 views. And
Yep.
how many views did it have around like October, November? Do you remember?
It had to be like about maybe like in October, I'd say like maybe 900 or so.
Holy crap. So it's gone up at least 76,000 views in 3 months. That's and the Anthony we're referring to is TheNeedleDrop. If we haven't, I don't know if either of us mentioned that, but Anthony Fantano, TheNeedleDrop.com or YouTube. But so 77,000 views. What was going through your mind watching this video skyrocket? And do you have any idea of how the algorithm picked it? Like what happened with any of that to make it just go into everyone's feed? An 11-year-old video.
I don't know. Like I looked at the statistics and I was like, I guess it was being shared on Reddit, which I don't really go onto Reddit all that much.
Yeah,
I go on there maybe to get some like video game advice, but pretty much that's about it that I go on there for.
Yeah.
But I think if I really explore Reddit, then maybe I'll come across like Anthony's like subreddits or something like that. And that's where it was like saying it was coming from. Like about 75% of the traffic was coming from over there. I was like, okay, kind of getting like the entire time, like I'm thinking to myself, this is really happening. Like basically, I've never really thought like any of my videos would actually get this much attention. Like I've been like a pretty avid like sort of like a pop culture convention goer throughout my entire like college years and also up until now still. But pandemic, haven't gone to any conventions in a while. Yeah. But I always thought that like my convention videos would be a lot more popular, but this one, it blows it completely out of the park.
And it's funny too because like when he made that video, I mean his channel was a baby at that point. Like it wasn't well known. It was just, oh, our friend Anthony's making videos online. That's cool. Who knew what would happen? But it's bizarre because you don't know how the algorithm works. I mean, we've both been on YouTube for 100 years.
Mm-hmm.
I still don't know how it works. I don't know how people's videos get picked for what or how they get shoved into people's direction. The science behind it doesn't make sense to me. So you're, I think, the only person I know that's ever had a viral video that I know of in person, real life, just kind of go off the rails. Because like, you'd send me a snap every couple of days, up, hit 35,000, up, hit 40,000. Like, whoa, what the heck is going on? Is it
Yeah, I
still
mean,
cranking along, or is it slowing down at all, or what's it
it's
like
slowing
now?
down a little bit over the last couple of days, but it's still like maybe getting like 100 or so views a day.
That's insane.
But hey, I'll take
Completely, man. It's
it.
rules. For those of you who don't know, Rob's channel is duke009 on YouTube, and he's been making all kinds of great videos for years, documentaries, vlogs. He used to cover my old band back in the day, so his channel is a treasure trove of all kinds of different stuff, movie reviews, beer reviews, and he's got a lot of content on there. So
Mhm.
um, I wanted to interview Rob tonight to let everyone else know about his channel because I think it's really great, and I think you guys would have a lot of fun watching his stuff on there. Um, so I mean, what's next for your channel? Like, you've got all these views, you've got a lot more subscribers coming in. Do you have any plans for the future for what you want to see? How your channel's going to grow, or what's that like?
I've been kind of like knocking around some like different like ideas. Like a bunch of my friends have been actually getting more into Twitch streaming.
Yeah,
So I've been actually looking into that. Like I have like a couple of things I really want to do with that. Like I do want to get back more into like prop making. That's like one of my other passions. Like video production is like my main passion. I mean, I do videos like for like weddings. I do weddings or videos for just like different other things. Like I've done event like videography, that sort of thing. I've worked in teams on video productions and stuff like that. But I really want like I've always like thought of like my channel as like sort of like a stepping stone to that. It's sort of like, okay, this is like my portfolio.
yeah,
But a lot of my like stuff like from college I don't have on the channel. I could put it on there, but I feel like I would not be giving like my teammates that have actually done that enough credit because they were much as like a part of it than as I was. So I want to
sure.
make sure they get proper like representation.
Yeah, I could dig
I
that.
also like really want to get back into like something radio. I mean, for like the longest time, I wanted to get into like podcasting. Like I'm an avid podcast listener. I love podcasts. Like I listen to pretty much a podcast a day. Like on my way to and from work, I'm at the gym. I'm listening to a podcast. So
Yeah,
just whatever really keeps me sane. Like I'm really just like I want to get back into like my beer reviews. Like as you can see, like I'm not in like the best like living like the best like situation for this, but it's but it's just kind of like stems from like my wife's health. Like unfortunately, we need some help, so we moved in
yeah,
with her parents. So that's where I'm at right now. But just like I don't want to say like anything bad about that because I'm very grateful for my in-laws to actually
yeah,
so let us like live here for the past like couple years now.
yeah. Life is life, man. Things happen. It's all good. Yeah, you mentioned podcasting. If you had to pick your top three favorite podcasts, what would they be?
My very top favorite, I would say, is the last podcast on the left. It's for like a true crime, like creepy stuff, like basically the horror, like the way they say, like the horrors of of the world, because they've done like sort of like cryptids, like like they did like thing about lake monsters. They did things
Ooh.
about chupacabra. They did like basic. They also did like a bunch of like crimes, say like the John Benet Ramsey murders, the like the O.J. Simpson trial, stuff like that.
Yeah.
My second favorite, I I would say is a Rooster Teeth podcast. Like I've been listening to that one for quite a few years. Like
Never
it's
heard of that
basically
one.
just general nerddom.
Okay.
So like they basically talk about pretty much anything. Like it's basically Howard Stern for nerds. And my third favorite, I feel like I should be wearing their shirt right now because that's like one of the few podcasts I do have a shirt from is this other sort of like Ghostbusters oriented one called Yes Have Some.
Oh,
And I'm
sweet.
actually becoming pretty good friends with the three hosts through like social media and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like I interact with them on Facebook, I interact with them on Twitter, that sort of thing. So it's pretty cool. Like they actually gave me quite a big shout out in one of their episodes because they had like a FAQ type of episode where I had like, okay, I'll ask them a question, and then they kept on referring me back to me throughout the episodes. It was pretty funny because like I'm just sitting there like on this, like I was taking the train down to my job at the time, and I'm listening to it. And, like if you ever seen like the movie Captain America: The First Avenger, and you see Captain America in the movie theater, sort of just grinning kind of like ear to ear while watching him on the movie screen.
Yeah.
That was me. So
So you've had some run-ins with some celebrity types on the
oh yeah.
internet there. That's cool, man. Yeah, I only just started getting into podcasts last year. I listened to one on Patreon by a guy called Dan Bell, and he does
Hmm.
movies on YouTube and Dead Mall series and paranormal stuff and weird movie type stuff. But his podcast has been really cool. But um, you and I and our friend Bob almost had a podcast a million years ago.
Friday night.
Yeah, was it that? Was wait no wait wasn't it called This Is Not Porn?
Yeah. That's right. Yep.
We just had the idea. We had the name, and we had one meeting about it. I remember doing some sort of Skype or something at that whatever year that
Hmm.
was, but I didn't
That
go
was,
anywhere. But
yeah.
it'd be fun
Well,
to do
we'll
again.
try again soon,
Yeah,
but we'll
we
see.
really should. We really should at some point because Bob's picking up on Twitch. You've got a
Mhm.
popular YouTube thing going. I've got a moderately popular YouTube thing going. We know Anthony Fantano. I mean, we can go on and on about this thing.
The weird thing is like actually hearing people talk about Anthony Fantano's like I remember back in my last job before before the pandemic and stuff and like hearing like my coworker talk about Anthony and I'm like yeah I knew him. I showed her
Yeah.
here's like a picture of like me, Bob, and Anthony back at the radio station. I wonder if I could still get that from Bob, but I think he like got rid of like most of his Facebook photos.
It's funny because a couple of years ago, Anthony was doing a tour for his channel. He was going around doing like talking things. He'd go on stage and talk about music, and he'd have memes on stage and projections, and he would do his culture just a bit. And I went to see him because I hadn't seen him in a couple of years in person. So I went to one of his shows, and we went out to get dinner beforehand or the day before, something like that. We spent a couple of days together, and we went to get dinner at this vegan place because Anthony's vegan. And as we were sitting there eating, some dude came over. He's like, "Are you Anthony Fantano?" And he was like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Oh, that's kind of cool. One guy. Wow, that's pretty awesome." We went outside, and this was pre-COVID. This is like 2018 or something. So this is when people could still interact with humans. And we went outside the restaurant, and there was like outdoor seating. There must have been 50 people that were like, huh, "Well, that's Anthony Fantano. That's Anthony. That's the needle drop. That's it." I'm like, "Am I walking with Paul McCartney? Like, what the hell's going?" I dressed up as you for Halloween, you man. It was really cool because it was like, wow, like he's really famous. Like he's really done well for himself. Um, but he was super humble about it. There was nothing that went to his head. He was like, "No, I'm still me."
No, I totally get the idea that like everything is like he's truly grateful for like all the fans, all the feedback that he's been getting from this and stuff. So I'm very happy for him.
Completely. And it was funny going to the show because I kind of hung out in the back of the thing. I didn't want to be up front and be like that guy. Like, I know him. So I kind of hung back and watched the younger people. I mean, these kids must have been like anywhere from 15 to 22, maybe. They're high school, college age kids, so they're all calling him Melon and stuff. A lot of them had like shaved heads and they wore flannel. It was like his little like groupie. It was his fans were. It was funny to see it. But yeah, I know we hung out for a little bit after that as he boarded up his van and went to the next stop wherever he went to. But I haven't seen him in person since. But yeah, it was just crazy. And like, for your video to take off the way it did, it says a lot about his fans and how much they might suss something out from his past. But it's also pretty cool because it gains you a whole new audience of people discovering your stuff, which may not even been their original intent. Because you had people comment on some of your old videos, right?
Yeah, like I had basically a thank you video for all like the people like checked out like my channel, checked out like my other videos and stuff, and even like people said like, "Oh yeah, I came here for that video, but I like your stuff, so I'm gonna stick around for a bit." So I'm like, okay.
That's so
just
cool.
keep in mind that like like my the frequency of like my uploads won't be as much as like most YouTubers, but
yeah.
I will try to get some like new stuff out sooner or later. So I got some ideas I'm gonna be doing. So we'll see what happens with it.
I'm excited for chapter 2 of your YouTube life. This is cool.
Yeah, it's been quite the trip like the first couple of years, and now it's like, okay, let's see what this guy takes me.
I'm stoked. I really want to do something with you in the future. Like I know we've talked about that before, but we got to figure something else. We got to figure something out for a project for us to work on.
Oh yeah.
Because we're in different states now, but we can figure something out. We'll figure it out.
I'm not too worried about that.
No. Yeah. Rob, man, thank you so much for hanging out. This was really cool. I'm stoked for your video taking off. I'm stoked for your channel. stoked for your second life on YouTube and seeing what you have to create, because it's really awesome to watch your videos. Like I watched a few more after we talked the other night of your documentary stuff. And your pacing, your tone, like the way you shoot things, you've got a good eye for this stuff. So I'm really stoked to watch more.
Yeah, that's one of the big things. Like I always try to like make sure like my content's very well produced. Like so many times I watch like YouTubers and like they just like, kind of throw something together. I mean, I go through like a very harsh auditing system when it comes to my stuff, because if I'm not like 100% sure that I'm gonna enjoy this video even after I upload it,
Right.
I will not upload it.
You just run around ripping up manuscripts at 3 a.m, smoking furiously, chain smoking.
There's been more than one occasion where like I've just been like editing a video and I'm like, I need to start off from scratch. So I just delete the entire thing, start over, and it kind of goes back and forth, and it's like, no, that's not good enough. Delete. And like sometimes I do that for like about maybe six times or so.
Holy crap!
I'm very harsh on myself. Like I'm my own worst critic. So
that's why I'm like the one take. I just do one take because like I can edit, but I don't like doing it. It takes forever. My computer is super slow. My patience is like, do I really want to do this? So I just like kind of rehearse what I want to do and just bleh, all over the camera, and hopefully it works out okay. People seem to like it. So
yeah, like one of the big things, like I tend to stutter a bit. Like every so often I do stutter, so like I try to like make sure I don't stutter when I'm trying to talk. But I think I'm a little more aware of it, so I'm like actually, so I'm a little better about that. Like, you know, being in front of the cameras, like when I'm doing like a beer review, I try to, you know, be objective to what exactly the beer is and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I'm doing something like, say, well, I have like a review all set. Well, in the process of like planning, I just need to actually shoot it. I'll probably, maybe if I have some time this weekend, maybe do that. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Like my plans usually always change like day of, so we'll see what goes on with it.
I hear you, man. I mean, my schedule was just as wacky. I mean, I have videos already planned up until June, so it's like, you know, this one will go out way earlier than those. But Rob, man, thank you so much for being a part of this interview.
No problem. Thanks for having me.
Where can people find you if you want to give out your socials?
Like if you want to check me out on YouTube, it's youtube.com/duke009. That's the 00 and the 9. You know, sort of like 007, so but with a 9. So
009. You
can also find me on Twitter at @TheRobSable. And if you find me on like Instagram, I have like multiple Instagrams as well. I have my personal one that's just Rob Sable. There's also my beer reviews. That's a Beer Quaff.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So I also have a like a Instagram for my cat. That's, if you're interested in seeing my cat being weird.
Yes, we are.
Just Tubby Things. So
what's the cat one?
That's Just Tubby Things.
Just Tubby Things.
Yep.
Got it. Yeah, that was in high school. Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, and as soon as I get things going with Twitch, I'll see what happens with that too. So
cool.
I haven't really planned that one just yet. So, you know, it's in like the planning phase. So we'll see.
Excellent. Cool things are on your horizons, man.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Well, my name is Giggens. This has been Interviews with Rob Sable. Daily series. Thank you guys so much for watching. We're going to do more of these interviews in the future with all my favorite content creators that I can get them on camera. So thanks, Rob.
Take care.
And scene. Cool.